Good morning or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. We have our very last day of cursive letters today. We will continue doing cursive all year long, but after this class period, the rest of our cursive practice will be with completely just words, not focused on the individual letters. Because today you'll learn the last two letters of the capital alphabet. Today we're going to learn G and S. I'm sure some of you have been eagerly awaiting these because this is the way that you'll be able to write your full name now. We've got several last names ending with G and some first names with S, so you'll be able to write your name finally. Let's begin with the capital G. So for the capital G in cursive, it's one of the ones that looks most different from a print G. Your print G would look something like this. Oops. This is the same page as my I and J from before. So something like this. Now, our cursive G is quite different. For the cursive G, you'll start at the bottom baseline and start to slant right as you go all the way up to that top baseline. And then you make a loop, little loop, before at about the middle dotted line, coming back out, curving to the right. And then you come down, slanting to the left as you make one of those little bitty loops so that you can come out and connect with other letters. We'll do that a few more times. I know that one's quite different. You slant right, make a big loop, but not as big as some because it's going to stop at that middle dotted line before you make a, I guess it's kind of like a long curved dip over. And then you come down, slanting to the left, and then you loop back, coming all the way to that baseline, and then loop back so it connects with other letters. I think it's a very lovely letter, but it is one of the trickier ones to learn. We don't want it to be too narrow like this. Something like this or this would be better. My last name starts with this letter, so we could write that. Sorry for the interruption. There's somebody on the intercom.
I haven't touched it.
Okay, we've got a few other people with last names that start with G.
Free. Very free.
You can write Garg. That's Shatish's last name. I've got Emma Gonzalez. Emma's last name, let me double check. Is it with a Z? Yeah, Z at the end. You've got those pretty Z's and you're, oh, I was doing the Z's, sorry, the incorrect way. This is the way I always did my Z's and we do it differently. Let me write Emma's last name again.
Hey, Crystal, go and see if you can hear me. I don't know where.
I'm very sorry about that interruption, boys and girls. It's making me mess this up again. There's more of what the Z should look like. And that's what the G would look like, and it connects well to other letters. Okay, and you have Devanch. Since we're only doing 2 letters today, we'll go ahead and do kind of some extra words. And finally, Chris, your last name is quite long, but let me see if I can get it right. Govin Sami. Well, it takes about half of the line. Krishgovinda Sami. So that is all of our letters. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was just the G. We spent a long time on the G. So we still have the final letter of the alphabet, and what is it? Capital S, that's right. Capital S is going to start really similarly to this capital G. We are at the bottom baseline, slanting right. And we'll have a similar motion. It's going to look like this. Slanting right. When you get to that top baseline, start to loop. And instead of that long curved dip out, we're going to just keep going down and make sort of like a treble clef, I think of it as. We're going to, once we hit that bottom baseline, curve up, touching this line, and then make one of those loops so that we can come out and connect to other letters. Like that. So we go up, make a loop, come down. It also kind of looks like the number 8, right? Make a loop, another little loop. You can write psi in cursive. That looks so nice. And psi Sinov. We can also write Sahanasri. Really like this capital S. It looks really nice. It's not a great one. That's better. So we are done with all of the letters in cursive. Since we've got only 2 letters, we'll just spend the last of our time writing some of your last names that are that start with an S too. And you don't have to write all of these down. You know, I'm pretty quick with these because I have written in cursive much longer than all of you. But I want to cover all of your names so that you know how to write them. We've got Rashi Sharma. Here's Rashi's last name. Samhita's last name. Oh, and her first name. I'm sorry, Samhita, that I didn't see that one before or wasn't thinking. I've got the roster of all of the student names right next to me, so I'm remembering which letters to do. So Samhita, there's your first name and your last name. Both start with S. Samhita. Ahana. Your last name starts with an S. We can write that. And finally, we've got Marcus and Adarsh. Let's do those last names as well. Marcus's last name is Stacy. And write that. There's your last name, Marcus. Really nice. And finally, Adarsh. Actually, I'm going to retry that. I made it a little too pointy there. There you go. So the capital G and capital S in cursive. You are now prepared to write anything in cursive that you would want. Okay, we will continue practicing every day. We'll be working this in like right after our spelling time starting next week. Hope you all are enjoying this. I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.